Brendan Bourdage. I'm from, grew up in Napa, California, and then went to school down at Santa Clara University for college. I'm going to have responsibility for the goalkeepers. That's what I played in school. And I think additionally, just because we have, as far as on a day-to-day basis, we have a small staff, so I'm gonna have responsibility for, pretty much anything that Chris needs me to do from a field player perspective, while making sure the goalkeepers are up to speed. There's a lot of different things you can do with it, and goalkeeping it's a real special position as far as how you have to deal with those players and their mentality and the way they have to approach the game. Long periods of inactivity, and then they'll have a lot of action or something they have to do to save the game or to keep us in a game or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways to approach it, and the mental part of being a goalkeeper is also really important to address, and the psychology and all that kind of stuff is unique to goalkeepers among all the players on the field. So that's one thing that I really like to emphasize, is pay a lot of attention to how they mentally prepare for games and how they deal with the psychology of being on the field in that position. And the technical stuff and the physical stuff kind of takes care of itself, but you got to really focus on that other stuff. Well, I went to Santa Clara for an engineering degree, so I finished with an electrical engineering degree when I graduated in 2000. And from a playing standpoint, it was a great program to be a part of. Definitely a place where we're always looking to win titles, win conference championships, go deep into the NCAA tournament. The goal every year was to win a national championship, and that's getting back to your earlier question about why I like being here. It's the same type of program. It's a program that has aspirations to turn players into professionals, to win conference championships every year, to go deep into the tournament every year, and ultimately to win a national championship. And that's one of the things that I liked about Santa Clara, and that I really like about here as well. I was down in Savannah for a few years, so I've lived on the East Coast a little bit, and that's another thing that I definitely wanted to. I enjoyed living down there, and I enjoyed, like I mentioned before, I like this kind of the East Coast, but also Virginia's a little southern as well, and I kind of like the vibe of the southern states, and being out here on the East Coast where it's closer to a lot of big cities and a lot of things to do. So the West is really spread out. You could be at one end of California, it takes you 14 hours to drive to the other end, and in 14 hours here you go through 8 states, which is cool. So I like, I just like I was ready to get back to I kind of enjoy the humidity and the weather and the summers. So yeah, I mean, not a huge adjustment because I have lived out here before, but definitely it's a little more crowded for sure. I mean, Salt Lake City's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so a lot more people and a lot more going on, and I kind of wanted to get back into that sort of environment where I've got big cities, a lot of historical areas around here, things that I'm interested in kind of getting out and seeing and doing. So the East Coast is a good place for all that, especially right in the middle of the Atlantic seaboard. So it's a perfect spot for me.